Welcome back to Gunnin' to Go. Got a little different video for you today. This is kind of a talking heads video that Amanda and I recorded back in August of 21, right before we walked out of our house to put it on the market. As many of you know, we ended up selling the house and of course going full-time on the road. Now I'd meant for this to be the second video to let people know where we were and what we had been doing, because I hadn't had a chance to get all the other videos on the channel yet, and well, you guessed it, I didn't get a chance to get that edited and on there either last year. It was an emotionally draining experience. We were really tired. We were working every day, all day, to get the house ready for sale, lots of projects, and I had put the cameras down for several months. So it ended up being one of those things that we didn't get this video on the channel. And for a while, I had even decided that I would just delete the video and get rid of it. But going back and looking at the content, it's full of really good stuff to let you all know kind of where our thought processes were, why we did what we did, and how we ended up getting full-time on the road. So it's a great talking heads video, and maybe it'll help other people in the future if they're also trying to decide if going full-time on the road, selling their home, and so on is right for them. I was gonna keep this an unlisted video, but the content is pretty valuable and I'm throwing myself out there on it, but it is something that I want to share. So we're gonna go ahead and release this. At the end, I'm gonna include some bonus footage of the house pictures. So if you want to check those out at the end and see, you know, what the house looked like when it went on the market. We will also have some links in there of the time-lapse videos that I made back in 2015 when that house was built. Episode 9 is going to be coming up next. It'll cover us from June all the way until November, and it will also include some footage of when we sold the house and walked out. It's very emotional, tear-jerker, and hard for us to get through and even edit, but nonetheless, it's part of our journey and I definitely want to share it with you. So with that being said, let's jump back to August of 2021 and we'll see you on the next one. Well, hello everybody. It has been a long time. Got a familiar view behind me that a lot of you have seen, or actually didn't see, as it is a green screen. I wanted to give you all an update today on where we have been, what has been going on, and why there's been no content across either channel for the past couple of months. Some of you know from our Discord and from our Twitch channel that we were gone for about 7 weeks on a trip. We have probably about 20 videos right now that are have been waiting months to be uploaded onto the Gunnin' to Go channel. And I had just started rolling out some more Gunnin' Gamers content, and we just got busy. We got busy on the road. Had a great trip, 7 weeks across the South, all along the Gulf, from Texas to Florida and back up. And we got home and we had a bunch of places around here to run for a month around Wisconsin. We had to make some serious decisions up as far as what we were going to do, if we're going to do this RV life on the road, or what we were doing with our house. We ended up taking a couple weeks just to figure that out. We went and tried to do a deal on a camper, on a new fifth wheel, a 397 THR from Grand Design. It was 44 foot toy hauler, and we put that on hold. We're still gonna probably go that route, but it just got to be too much. We ordered our new truck. I don't know if I want to spill the beans on that, but I guess I will say this: it's scheduled to be built in about another month, at the end of September 20th. And so one of the big three is building our truck. You probably figure out what company, and we'll definitely be sharing that with you. I want to get the videos, really start working on the videos now, and I'll tell you what we have been working on. But we got the deal done. We've got our new truck on the way, and there's nothing wrong with our current truck with Big Blue, but I'll spill this one little thing where we're getting a dually to pull the big fifth wheel. So we got the truck. We got to have the horse before you get the carriage. So that's what we did. We got that set, and now we got that truck. We can go shopping for any fifth wheel we want. Don't have to really worry about weight and things like that. So we took care of that, ordered that in June, and then we started working. We decided, we're going to do it. Truck's on order. We put some money down. We're gonna sell the house. And so You'll hear us talking about that on our trip that we took in the spring. Like I said, there's about 20 videos, and I feel terrible because this content is kind of old. But at least if I could get it up on the channel, it'll make me feel a lot better, and it'll kind of give you guys context, and it's something that we definitely want to remember as well. So it was a great trip, but I'm just exhausted. We've been going through the emotionals, so I'll bring you up to speed there as well. So we ended up basically deciding on July 4th weekend that we were going to go home and we were going to sell the house. And I thought it was going to take us 2 weeks, maybe 3, to get everything fixed up, painted up, cleaned up, ready to go. I mean, we took apart every hinge and lubricated it. We fixed every spot on the wall, retextured the walls, like, you know, sanded, painted, you know, did everything. I'm just showing this studio because for years, you know, one of the reasons we built this house was because of this room, and I needed this space. And this room is only half of what it used to be. I've taken out all the sound foam, except for my green screen sound foam that we built a few years ago. But all the computer stuff, all that stuff's out of here, and I've just left just the desks and the monitors right now. And I've got a deal going that a couple of people interested in buying both of my desktops. They're now sitting on the floor instead of up on a shelf. And it's been really emotional to go through this process. We've had a really, really rough time with it. You know, it's kind of like talk to talk. You can't just talk to talk. You know, you gotta walk. You gotta walk at some point. And so we really struggled with this, but we know that this is what God is calling us to do. And I feel that because I know that this is something we want to do, but it's, at the end of the day, I think if it was our sheer will, I think we would have given up and I would have stayed put right here, you know, in this chair doing what I was doing. So, and her desk is not far out in that room, and we would have just kind of done that. But we know that there is a greater calling for us. I guess just to say this part, we're going to have some videos about this. Once we get all the trip videos caught up, once we get everybody up to speed on what's going on there, we're going to roll into some content because I have had the cameras shut off. This camera's been in a bag for 6 weeks, almost 2 months. Turned it on, the battery was almost fully charged, and now it's almost dead. And I couldn't bring myself to get the camera out. I just couldn't do it. I just wanted to get this stuff done, and so you know, we're outside staining stuff out the deck outside, fixing tons of stuff, replacing faucets, doing just electrical plumbing. The house is in good shape, but I wanted this house to be in the best shape. I wanted it to be better than when we got it brand new, because we want to make every penny we can and be able to put that forth to our new lifestyle. So we're going. I forgot how heavy this camera was. We're going to be selling the house. Today actually is the day that it got, you know, we're in mid-August, and it's gotten put on the market, and we're gonna get this video. This will be our number 2 video on the channel. A weird video, but we only have, and thank you all, by the way, 250 subscribers on the trailer video. That's like, wow, thank you. This will be the second video. House is listed. We're getting out of here. Today is it, and we're gonna do a little walkthrough. Now that we did a little chat, the studio, I wanted to start there because, like I said, this is where our first channel, Gun and Gamers, was born. This is, you know, what I did, and that prepped me to be able to get ready for the next adventure. We've got one of our bathrooms. I never got to do a house tour, an actual like full house tour. So maybe I'll throw some of those pictures up for you guys so that those of you that were around like 6 years ago saying, hey, you never got the final walkthrough video of your house. Well, maybe this will kind of be it. It's a beautiful home, but we had it built practical to suit our needs, and you know what? We did pretty well in 6 years. We haven't sold it yet, but you know, it's gone up a lot in value, and that's kind of what we're capitalizing on, that opportunity to sell right now. This room was a playroom and family room, and we're just doing a real quick little walkthrough here. And she was working out there for the past 2 years. She used to have this as her office, but this room has turned into 2 of the boys' Aiden and Ashton, they have kind of moved into this room. They got some computer desks in here, and they sit there and do all their Minecraft and Roblox and everything else. We've got our just mechanical room, nothing too special to see here, you know, washer and dryer, all the security stuff back there, servers, things like that, all in that room. And that is the downstairs basically of this house. 9-foot ceilings, which has been really nice, especially when we work and spend so much time in the basement, as some of you like to make fun of me for. It's nice to have that be so open, so much daylight, and just a really nice room, or nice space to have spent time. But one thing we have really learned is that, you know, especially at this point in our lives, we don't want our lives to be consisting of being in four walls. You know, we've got an amazing country that we live in, beautiful continent with Mexico and Canada included, and there's just so many sights to see that our wheels can get to. I'll show you out here. The camera may not pick that up, but we've got Big Blue hooked up, and Big Blue will only be with us for about another month, and then we'll have, I'll spill the beans on this too. It's blue, different color, but we'll have Big Blue too. Maybe we'll have to rename, but the dually, and it's blue. That's all we're gonna say. A lot of you already know because I've been posting about it in Discord. And the living room, just a room, and we spent so much time in here together. So much time in here together.
At Christmas?
Yeah, at Christmas. So this is a room of the house that we would come to one day a year, maybe two. Thanksgiving we did.
A little bit.
We came here at Thanksgiving as well. So 3 days a year in Easter. And I'm being a little sarcastic, but I'm really not too far off, am I?
No.
I really am not. It's pretty sad, actually, how little bit of a time we've spent together as a family. And we're going to make videos about this as well. This room should have been a place to gather and spend time. At the end of the day, the time you spend in this room can be quality and can be important, but if you're sitting in front of the TV, which is something we didn't do, we actually went a year without a TV. In fact, that's the TV we went to go and buy. We went to go and buy a TV when it was out for a year or something, or no, it went out.
Almost a year.
It went out and it was out for a little while, and we went to go buy that, and we went and bought the RV instead because it was on the way, and we never made it to the store. So then we went like a whole nother 6 months. And it wasn't until winter we're like, okay, the kids will be inside, we're off the road, let's get them a TV. We're just not TV people. But this room, I don't want to knock it for those who spend a lot of time in it. You know, at least you're spending time with your family. But hopefully it's quality, you know, quality time for us and for our family. This just wasn't working. You know, we were all in our little corner of the house, and we would never see each other and never spend any time together.
Yeah.
That's the sad thing about it. I'm going to give the rest of the tour, and then we'll have a chat here. Just a second bathroom. Again, I know I'm not like showing this all amazing, but we'll probably include some pictures, and you guys can check those out because I don't have the right lens on here anyways. Anyway, this is the bedroom that we shared together, and yeah, I mean, just a nice little space. Nothing too fancy. You know, the house has lots of big closets. You know, there's a big pantry with all kinds of, like, you know, storage. It's like a whole other room. In fact, Aiden actually commandeered this as his room for about a week. A few years ago, I went in here to get something one night, and he was laying on the floor sleeping and had all of his stuff in there in a mattress. And I was like, see, it's little memories like that. That's what I'm going to miss. This room here is the other boys' 2 bedrooms. So 4 bedroom, 2 bathroom. We're not rich folks, so this is, you know, something simple. And, you know, we've got a video on the Gun and Gamers channel showing this entire house being built. The time-lapse from 6 years ago, that's on the channel. And I'm probably going to link that down in the description because, you know, this home, and this is what makes it so emotional. We built this house. We picked everything in it. We picked the design. We picked the layout. We even made tons of customizations to the layout to suit what we do and what we wanted and how we wanted to use it. And I was here every week during the build process. In fact, I caught many things that were not being done right, and I got them to be corrected. So it makes it a little bit harder when you have so much invested into the house. So yeah, it makes it a lot more emotional when you actually build the house. I mean, we found this dirt lot, and picked everything, the location. And so, I mean, this house has been 100% us from the get-go. And then I made videos of it on the other channel, and we made a whole video series out of it. And I used to tell people, and this was something that also, you know, has weighed on my mind, is up until 2 years ago, people would ask me, would you ever sell this house? And I would say no, I bought this house and they'll carry me out of a pine box in it. And that's kind of sad when I think about it, because I don't think anybody should have their life just stuck into just four walls and just be like, no, that's where I'm going. And especially when you're in your 30s, to say something like that, I realize how kind of off that thinking was. But the day Easter of 2019, my father-in-law asked me that same question. We were here having Easter dinner, and he said, do you ever think about moving? I said, no, they're going to, you know, carry me out of a box in this house. I'm live my life here. And it was that very day that it was a beautiful day in April. It hit like 80 degrees. Yeah. And we came up with the idea of, what if we were to look into buying a pop-up camper so we could go to Oshkosh? Because I wanted to go to the air show. And I just didn't want to do the hotel thing because it's so expensive, and I just don't like hotel. And so the dream started just hours after saying that to my father-in-law. And, you know, that changed everything. And then, you know, 6 weeks later, we went out to go and replace our TV that it went out right around Easter. Mm-hmm. TV goes out, you know, and then the whole story is right there. So you don't know what your future has in store. You don't know what God's going to call in your heart. And sometimes you don't even know why you're being tugged in a certain direction. And it just, you know, you got to go with it. You got to pray about it. And I think you had something kind of interesting to say too. Like, what I was really bummed out about not making content for I haven't been streaming. I haven't worked. It sounds so funny. I haven't worked to make income in the last 2 months, from, you know, middle of June until middle of August. And because we've just been working on this house every day. Every day it's just been full on. She's had to do her job, and then afterwards, like, we are so exhausted right now. And you had a good comment earlier.
Well, we were just talking about how we didn't make any content of us, you know, getting from where we were to the point where we are now with the house for sale. And it has been emotionally draining for both of us, but it's been really weird because some days you're like not feeling anything, and then it could just be one little thing that can throw you off, and you're just like tears crying, and you're like, and then you're back at it in 5 minutes thinking, you know, let's keep going. So it's been really emotional, and I don't know that, like, for us, we were both like, I don't know how much, we can't make any content of it because it was so hard to go from where we were, but we kept feeling like we need to push forward. Like,
we had a serious, like, where everything hit the fan. Like, it was in July, I think, in the middle, and it was just like, we just got to a point where we're so exhausted, and we're like, what do we got to do to undo everything? Like, you know, I can sell the truck's worth good money. We haven't ordered a camper. I'm going to lose a little bit of money I've put down on the new truck, but we could probably get that back. We actually ordered 2 trucks and canceled one. The dealer was amazing, but long story short, we got a little bit better deal at our local dealer, and where I've done business before, so we of course went there. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I could get money back. And it was like, you know, the house isn't listed. We've had a few realtors come out, and I mean, we don't owe them anything. They just came out for a consultation, and I don't know what else we had invested. We've got a lot of reservations at some places down, or a few reservations, but we were like, we could have canceled them, and we'll, you know, lose $50 here and there, $25 here and there. I mean, it came down to like, what if we just pull this plug? But then we had to take it a step further and say, okay, what is life going to look like then? We go back to the normal. What does it look like? And things weren't going well before. They weren't going bad. They just weren't they weren't what we felt would be good for our family.
Right.
So it was like we knew we needed to make changes. So it's like we don't want to go back to what we had. So now it's like we're gonna have to like do something. I was even looking around for different like online jobs. Like I just got to make a change. I've got to do something, and that was gut wrenching. And it was really like one day of that where we looked at the other side of it, and it was like we got to push forward. And so it would have been bad content because it would have been like a channel of sadness and moping, but it is all part of it.
I think from here on out, this is a good process because the house is listed, and it's just more of an encouragement for people that are going through this. It is really hard, but if you feel like it's on your heart it's the right thing to do, you just feel it. And it's kind of hard to explain, but we've both had those days of like, what if we go backwards? What if we don't list it? What does it look like? What are the kids doing? Are they outside a lot? Are they getting the best from what we can provide for them?
Some
and the
people
answer
that
was
have
no.
Exactly. Some people that have kids aren't going to have the problems we're having, which is our kids either have like tons of screen time or they're bored. We live in a city. We don't have like we got a nice backyard, but there's nothing to do there. They throw the ball around, but they go outside, they're bored in 10 minutes and they're back in. They don't have anywhere to shoot guns, ride four-wheelers, dirt bikes. They don't have room to run, nothing, and there's not a lot of kids in the neighborhood. And when there's been a little bit of, not a lot, but a little bit of mischief, and I know how things were when I was a kid and experiencing both living in country, living in trailer park, living in apartment buildings, with my mom and my dad. And I got to experience everything. And so I am very well versed on both city living and country living. And we just didn't want to go down that avenue with our boys. And it's like, they need room to run. And this is our one shot to really spend the time with them, show them as much as we can show them, spend as much time with them as we can. I don't know what else to say about it. We'll probably cover this deep dive on other videos, but
yeah. And for me personally, like, I look at the amount of time, and the boys do help. They help clean up their things, and we've gotten rid of a ton of their things and downsized a lot of stuff. But I don't want my time with them to be remembered as mom cleaning, or just because both of us, I don't get anxiety, but it definitely affects our mood if the house is messy. I
have really bad anxiety and stress when the house is cluttered and messy. And
I know it's a proven fact. There's psychological things on it saying that if your house is clean, and it just for some people it makes a huge difference.
For me, it
does.
Funny thing is we're going into a small space that can happen probably easier, but I do remind myself that it's not a big deal in the small space, because within an hour we can have that place from looking like a trash dumpster. That's exaggerating, but to looking like amazing. Like we could take a picture for a magazine. Not that's also exaggeration, but you can do a lot in 1 hour with 6 people cleaning in a 250 square foot space, and the other one will be like 400 square feet.
Yeah.
It's very simple. And you don't have a lot of stuff to begin with, so that makes it a lot easier. So you also can just go outside, because God has created something amazing called the outdoors, and it's clutter-free, and it's beautiful, and it's peaceful, and it's different everywhere you go. If it's mountains or beaches or anything in between, that is something you can step out to. And you can do that when you're living in the town or the city, but like for me, I go out there and I don't see a lot. I see my yard, and I also see like, oh, the yard's dry, I gotta water it. Oh, the yard's long, I gotta cut it. Oh, there's weeds popping up in the landscaping. Oh, the bushes need to be trimmed. I'm not trying to be a negative person, but those are all things that are part of the house. And some people, that's great. To me, I'm just like, I got more I gotta live for. There's just so much more that I feel like I'm supposed to be doing with my life than that right now. And with 4 boys, like we're gonna have plenty of time when we're older to go out and, you know, scissor cut the grass and worry about things. And this is just not the point in life I want to be doing that. So
yeah, that's true.
This is nerve-wracking. This is stressful. The house feels empty, but it feels good. We got to get on the road because the sun is starting to set and we're an hour and a half drive.
Yeah.
Diesel tank is empty. We're going to go get fuel and get on the road. Head to my dad's place, which is where I grew up. So at least I get to go from one home to something that's felt like home. And the kids love it there. And that's another thing is grandparents. This is about grandparents.
That's what I was just gonna say is, you know, that's another reason for us to do this right now is that our parents are still here. The kids love spending time with all sets of their grandparents. Yep. And now is a great time because they can still do things. They're kind of on their way to retirement and they have a little bit more time, and it just kind of works for us right now.
Important thing. And that's the other thing is a couple weeks ago, we lost our last grandparent between the two of us. It was my grandfather. Died 90 years old. He was a pretty healthy guy, but just 90, you know, his heart said, okay, I'm done. Don't even have time to stop and like grieve, but every day I've been sad about that. But it's been encouraging me, like, because he told me to go out and live life, you know, like go out, and he'd have been so happy. And I was busy cleaning this house. We're planning on going to see him this coming week. That was the plan, is to get out of here, go to my dad's, and then it's half the distance to get to him. But he's living with the Lord now, and we're happy for him, and there's no more suffering. So it's just emotional on that. And it reminded me too, I had so many amazing memories. I lived with my grandparents at one time for a short time, and it is about grandparents, and we want our children to have memories with their grandparents, and they're not getting it if we live here. That we went years without seeing them. Yeah. I didn't see my own mom for 6 years, and the kids, she didn't even meet half of our kids until last year, so in person. So we're gonna wrap this one up because we do got to get on the road. I wanted to just get this update video. I know it's a huge ramble, and probably if you made it to this far in, you're either
really like us.
You must like us, or you fell asleep, or you're, I don't know, writing like maybe a psychiatrist thinking all the things that are wrong with us.
Right.
I don't even know, but thank you for watching. And
we're just trying to be honest with people, and you know, it's an encouragement for people that are going to go through this or have ever thought about it. You know, it's a crazy experience, but you know, I feel calm right now though with the decision, and you know, we're just going to see what happens. I'll
feel more calm when we get to where we're going and don't hit a deer tonight.
That's true.
I don't like driving at night with the camper, but yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna wake up, probably gonna sit around the whole day. And we got showings tomorrow. We've got people booking showings. There's open houses here. And thank you again, everyone, for sticking with us. I promised you the content is coming. About 20 videos that are just sitting there from March until June that are just waiting to get up on the channel. And then we pretty much haven't done any video from June, July, and now August. So this summer will not be the summer to remember. KYD always says it's summer to remember. They're another popular RV YouTube channel, and their videos have like encouraged us years ago, like, hey, look at this family going and doing it. And so many great channels out there, but we've been joking, this is not the summer to remember, but it is. And we will look back at it one day, and it'll be special to us. It just doesn't feel like it in the moment.
Right.
Because we've been like, we don't want to remember anymore. I just want to go. It's been hard. It's been really hard. So the tentative plan is that 1 month from now, we are going to Duluth, Minnesota, which is one of our favorite places. I've been a lot of places in this country.
Duluth is awesome.
Not even a Minnesota fan because I don't like the Twin Cities. Minnesota's a beautiful state up north, and there's some really cool stuff. But Duluth is just like, oh, I don't know why it is. I just love it. We had an amazing trip 2 years ago. That's already scheduled. Our luck, the house will be closing. That's not a bad problem, but we'd have to come down here.
We can just do it virtually. It's fine.
Maybe 3 hours away is Duluth, so that'd be 6 hours on the road.
Well, look what we did for Tennessee. So
yeah, we did virtually then. That was 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be virtually signing it when we're watching the lift bridge go up and down and some big boats going through, if we're lucky. But yeah, we're going to Duluth and we're planning on being up here this fall. We got a few places that we're gonna bounce around. I'm gonna use this time to get the content on the channel. And then we are going to, around November 1st, get the new truck in October, hopefully, get everything loaded, more videos. In November, where are we going?
Alabama.
Alabama. We are, I always say Florida, but Alabama.
Well, Alabama for a while. For
the holidays, for about 6 weeks, maybe 2 months, but about 6 weeks until the first of the year. And then we're going to
Florida.
And then we're going to Florida. And Florida is going to be home for the 3 months of January, February, March. And lots of videos there, lots of cool things we'll be doing. Don't know what we're going to be doing. Don't know where we're going to be staying the whole time. Oh, we're also going to be there in April. Yeah, we're going to be there in April. We've already got those reservations in Orlando.
Oh, yeah.
So actually it's going to be January, February, March, and April.
Yeah.
4 months as we come back home in May. Back up here. We don't know if we're going to hit all those, but those are like definitely on the radar.
Yeah.
Ideas, and we'll get them nailed down. We got to deal with this, and if we don't sell this, it's going to make it harder, but we're still planning on going. We're just going to have to get somebody to take care of it over the winter for us, which is a little scary because pipes freezing, things like that. You got to keep the heat going, but that's the tentative plan. So stick with us because we've got a lot of cool stuff coming, and we won't just be rambling on the makeshift setup here and putting everybody to sleep, but sleep is good. We haven't had a lot of that.
That sounds great.
So maybe we'll watch our own video and we'll fall asleep. There you go.
Sounds good.
Love everybody, and we'll see you all on the road soon.
Bye.